It's day 1 of July Junk Journal Challenge and we are starting gently with torn edges. I love that. Not a bold beginning, not a perfect one, just something real. Let's create a little junk journal today that holds space for all the prompts and invites us to play and have fun. Today let's start by making a tiny little journal using torn edges. I'm also using a leftover paint sample tag as the cover and gluing folded paper and all my torn edges and snippets and leftover pieces inside to make the pages. This little book will hold 1 page for each weekday prompt in July. You can use anything you have. A tag, some cardboard for the cover, and I'm sure you have lots of leftover torn edges and scraps from previous projects that you can just randomly glue together. If you have joined before, you might know that Meg from Meg Journals usually hosts. This year, she has taken a well-deserved break. Thank you, Meg, for building such a creative and kind community. Luckily, Leigh from Leigh Creates has stepped in and created a beautiful list of weekday prompts for July 2025. And I'll be here hopefully every weekday making a page inspired by each prompt. I also will bring in some gentle reflections drawing from my work as a psychotherapist and my love of slow, soulful crafting. This challenge isn't about being fancy or fast. It's about creating a little space each day to play, to think, and to connect with yourself. This is a very simple little junk journal. You don't need special tools, just paper, scissors, glue, and a bit of time. I love starting here. Before the journal holds any stories, it holds possibilities. It's like planting the first seed in a garden. You are saying, I'm making room for something to grow. And I find there's something so satisfying in using your leftover little snippets and bits and pieces and just gluing them together randomly. So there's no room for perfection or even planning. It is unfolding in front of your eyes, and so in that regard you can just surrender to the process and feel your way through and be fascinated and curious about the project that will be coming to life. I really enjoy this, and there's something comforting about folding paper by hand, I find. Like the sound and the feel of the tearing of the edges. And even like the crease, like it's getting off the little edges here. So enjoyable. And you don't have to measure everything perfectly, like I don't. I let the folds go where they want to go. I use the cover to guide the next fold so that it is just like the accordion, a folding back and forth and back and forth. You will see this a little bit later. And if something's a bit crooked, that's okay too. That's part of the charm of this little booklet. And just like life, we often build the structure as we go. We don't always start with a full plan. We start with one step and then another. And for me, this little book represents that kind of steps. It's a container I'm making, not just for scraps, but for thoughts, emotions, and memories. A safe space to show up each day, even on the days when I don't feel creative or inspired. I find it's okay if your journal ends up looking different from mine. In fact, I hope it does. Because your voice and your hands and your story, those are what makes it meaningful. This is not about performance. It's not about making something perfect to share online. even though that is sometimes nice if we can see each other's work. This is about making something real that reflects where you are right now. I don't know how it is for you, but I love seeing how creative projects unfold. For me, there's something very soothing to watch how other people create certain things. So because of that, I decided to leave in my process of creating this entire journey. I will speed it up a little bit and I will put some music to it. So if you are a little bit like me and you enjoy watching it unfold, of course, this is for you. For everyone else who likes to get on with things, feel free to just jump ahead. I will put in chapters and you can jump straight to seeing me decorating the cover and finally using this prompt for today, tone edges, to create the page, the first page in the booklet. Okay, let's start with decorating the inside of this beautiful little journal. I decided to print out and glue the prompt list onto the first pages of this little journal, just to have a visual reminder of the prompts, very handy at the beginning. So, but now let's start with decorating the first prompt, the first day. Torn edges. Oh, I think that's a beautiful place to start, because torn paper is one of my favorite things to use. It's soft and it's unpredictable, but it adds interest. And it also says something emotionally, I find. Because life is full of torn edges, isn't it? Like moments that don't end neatly, like relationship that shifts, choices that leave us wondering, like times when we feel in between, like no longer who we were, but quite not sure like who we are becoming. Like I remember a season like that in my own life, letting go of something I had worked hard for, not because it was bad, but because it was just not right anymore. And it didn't feel brave. It just felt hard, like something was tearing a little inside. But here's the thing I've learned. Sometimes those torn moments create space. Like when you tear a page and suddenly see a shape you never had planned. Like when I layer those torn scraps here, I'm reminded that the pieces still belong. Like even the messy ones, especially the messy ones. Maybe I'm sounding a little bit dramatic, but I find that is important. And you don't have to glue everything down perfectly. You can let things overlap, you can leave some edges showing. And I think that's true for us too. You don't have to be smooth and polished to be worthy and likable. I find the most interesting people have rough and torn edges. I enjoy if they are just real. So if you got a torn edge moment in your life, a memory, a feeling, a decision you are still holding, maybe let it sit on the page today. You don't need to fix it, just notice it. Let it be part of your journey. For me here, I would like to add a little tag to the pocket in the corner and use my little affirmation quote on the tag. Even the torn parts are worthy keeping, especially the dramatic ones. I may be very biased as a psychotherapist, but I love all of our parts. All the torn and messy and edgy parts, they are so welcome. So if this page made you think of a moment in your life that felt torn or in between, I'd love to hear it. Please share in the comments if you like, or just hold it quietly as you journal. Before we finish, I would like to decorate the top of this little tag, and fitting to the rough edges, I find is this coffee dyed cheesecloth here. I'm just cutting off a piece, like to make it like into a sort of a ribbon, and just fold it in half, and then put it through the front, make a little loop-de-loop, and then taking the two ends through and just pulling it. And then, yeah, that's it. It's falling apart a little bit. It's in good company. Just cutting off the edge. And here we go. That is us for today. July Junk Journal Challenge 2025. Here, hosted by Leigh, and our first prompt. That's day one. Your journal is built, your cover is decorated, and your first page is done. Not perfect, but honest, and that's more than enough. I will see you tomorrow with a new prompt and a new page. Until then, take care of your edges, torn and all. Bye, my friend.